Talk about your season here a little bit, because the beginning of the year you kind of spot duty, and then you've taken a much bigger role here as of late. Talk about what led you to have that opportunity and just your mentality through that whole time.
Just staying in the game, getting in when I needed to, and then doing the things that I needed to gain trust from the coaches and everybody on the field.
Coach had mentioned when they made the move just about he felt you brought a physicality to the defense that maybe hasn't been there. Just talk about that physical play. Where did you develop that, and then how you've been able to carry that throughout your career?
My dad kind of instilled it in me. In Little League football, it's like you play both sides of the ball, and you learn early on it's either you're going to run someone over or they're going to run you over. So I tend to choose to do the running over.
Talk about the defense a little bit, and just how it's evolved throughout the year, and obviously since you've started it, and then John Johnson returning from the injury. It seems like you guys have just taken it to another level. Just talk about the evolution of the defense.
John returning is a huge impact on our defense. He's great. He's one of the best linebackers in the country. I think you could stick him on any team, and he would be doing the same thing that he is now. Everybody else is just getting very comfortable, knowing our roles, doing our jobs, and trusting everybody on the defense to make their plays that they need to make.
How big is that trust, or maybe how hard is it? Because I think when everybody comes in from high school, you're one of the top guys on your team, and you can you got some freedom to do what you need to do to get wins. But you get here, there's a lot of guys on your level. So how hard is it to develop that trust of the other 10 guys are going to do their job? I'll just focus on mine.
It is pretty difficult to learn. You want to go make a play, but sometimes those plays aren't yours to make. And just being around these dudes every single day, you gain trust in them. You see what they can do in practice because they go make plays, and you're like, all right, I trust this guy to make his play. I just need to do my job and help him out.
You're one of the young guys on the team. When you're around some of the seniors that have, as Watts mentioned, his last guaranteed week of football, do you notice a change in them at all in this last week, just to kind of being around them?
I can tell that everybody's just, kind of taking it in. There's not much work ethic-wise because everybody works hard week in and week out. It's just more of kind of taking it in and enjoying the last couple practices that we might have together.
Have you watched film on Nebraska-Kearney?
Yes, I have.
Thoughts?
I think that they're a good team. They've got some explosive guys, and we just need to go take care of business and do our job.
Reagan Jones, their quarterback, you would have seen him on Missouri Western a little bit.
Yes, sir.
He can run, can throw. He's multi-talented. What are the challenges in facing a guy like him on the defensive side?
For the secondary, it creates kind of an issue. You just have to lock up when he's scrambling, stay locked up, and cover those guys as long as you can, and let the linebackers and our D-line go make plays.
We talk to guys who are from out of state, from a ways away, that end up at Fort Hays State, and the question always is why Fort Hays State? Because some of these guys never heard of the Tigers prior to getting recruited. You're from just down I-70, so what led you to be here, and how much did you know about Fort Hays State, even maybe prior to being recruited here?
I didn't really know much about Fort Hays, and it wasn't until my senior year that I started talking, because I was going to play baseball, but what led me here was Coach Brown. He's a great dude, and I like his intensity, and he's big on physicality, and he shoots you straight. He lets you know. And so I think that's why a lot of the guys are here. Coach Brown's a great guy, and they trust him.
Where were you going to play baseball at?
I was going to go to Missouri Southern.
Okay. Do you miss what do you miss about baseball? Because obviously you had the chance to play at a collegiate level. What do you miss about the game of baseball?
When I'm playing football, I don't miss anything about baseball.
Just Coach, you play similar positions. You mentioned Coach Brown was the reason. Does he share? Back in the day when he played, does he impart a lot of that wisdom on you guys?
Yeah, he shows us some tips and tricks that help out to win scenarios that you're in. A lot of them are pretty physical, picking up those tricks, and they always help out. You think that this might not work, but then once you try it, you're like, oh dang, I see what he's talking about. So.
And obviously, with the region rankings, you guys are right there on the outside looking into the playoffs. Is that something you discuss, or is that kind of everybody knows what's at stake here for this final game?
Everybody, we talk about it. It's hard not to talk about. It's right there. We want to go play in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, if we don't do our job, none of it matters. So we just are planning on going and taking care of business and having everything sort its way out.